We are continuing to follow that breaking news out of Augusta this morning. You are looking at a map where a plane crash occurred shortly after 7 a.m. This is near Daniel Field. The plane went down on Hillcrest Avenue, not far from Wrightsboro Road. News Channel 6's Barclay Bishop has been covering this. I want to show you some video. This is Hillcrest Avenue, and take a look. You see the smoldering remnants of that plane that went down in some person's yard. Sadly, at least one person was killed. Barclay Bishop is live at the scene this morning. So Barclay, anything new to report since we spoke just a short time ago?
Sure, Mary, good morning. So we do know that it was a single craft engine, and as you mentioned, at least one person. I did just get off the phone with the coroner, Mark Bowen, who says that they haven't even been able to get near the plane yet. I asked him why, and he said there's some leaky fuel, and if you see, they're starting to put out some sandbags. I believe that's what that would be then, to kind of absorb that fuel to make it safer for the coroner and investigators to get by. You can see part of that wing there on the corner as well. So the video that you showed was a different angle than where we are right now. So we're on the corner. That lawn is where the plane landed. Quite a miracle that it didn't go any further to the left, because it would have been in that homeowner's front yard, or rather front door. But dozens and dozens of firefighters and police officers responded this morning. So we got a call about 7:10 this morning from Brad, who lives Brad Means here at Channel 6, a few blocks over. And he said, plane crash, and you could hear the panic in his voice. And so we rushed over here to see what he was talking about. He said when he woke up, he heard this low sound, and living by Daniel Field, you can often hear that sound of planes coming and going. And he said, and then something sounded eerily different about it. And then within seconds, he heard this loud explosion, flames shooting up when he started to run over here to see what was going on. I talked to a homeowner from across the street. He actually tried to run out of his house and see if he could help somebody, but he said the flames were just too much. And what we do know is that it doesn't seem as if anybody else was injured in this, but like you said, one person at least. Coroner Mark Bowen told me that maybe there was somebody else, but he does know at least one. The public information officer sent us a press release that said that that single craft engine plane left Daniel Field and then was returning back. So it seems as if that pilot knew something was wrong, obviously, to perhaps want to go back there. But we've been talking to a bunch of people who live here on the street on a very chaotic morning that seems like a beautiful morning, but certainly chaos. And Bob Hill, Bob, if you'll step in here for me, you've lived on the street for what, 20 years, you said?
25 years, down on Peachtree Place, about a block away from here. All
right, so how did you find out that this happened?
I was sitting in the kitchen drinking a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden the lights went out. Heard no noise at all. House is well insulated, and I can't even hear the rain sometimes. So I heard no sound, although some people around here did hear a sound. I heard nothing. I knew the lights went out, and that happens periodically, and they usually come back on within 10 or 15 minutes. A little bit later, I got something over the cell phone saying that the power will possibly be restored around 10:15.
So did you come outside? How did you get alerted that this was going on?
My wife was leaving to go to work, and she saw some people up this way and came back to tell me there'd been a plane crash.
You made your way up here, joining many others as well. What are you hearing from people when you think about what you're seeing right now, which is an exploded?
We all feel so lucky. I mean, if those trees hadn't been there and it altered the plane's flight, it would have been a different story. But it went straight down after it hit the trees. It went into several fragments before it hit the ground.
Bob, you're fortunate today, as are all of these homeowners today as well. We appreciate you taking the time. We know it's an interesting morning, to say the least, for you guys, but certainly a sad one for many others. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Thank you. And Mary, like he was mentioning, when we got here, we did see a wing in the plane, or rather in the tree across the street. Right there where we spoke to the man who tried to run out of his house and try to save somebody, if that was even a possibility. Lucky is an understatement. These folks certainly blessed to not have any more damage to these homes and anything in the area. Of course, minor in the grand scheme of things of what's happening. But we can tell you Belmont Drive, where these officers are all standing right now, I believe it's Belmont Avenue, where they're all standing right now, are just waiting for those sandbags to be cleaning up all that fuel so that they can have the coroner go up there and inspect and examine. NTSB, National Transportation Safety Board, they comb these things with a fine-tooth comb, and it will be a while before we find out exactly what happened. But just be patient with us as we continue to bring you the rest of this information as it comes in. And we are also waiting for Sheriff Richard Roundtree from Richmond County to come over here and talk to the media to get us some sort of update so that we can pass that along to you. But again, to wrap this up and send it back into the studio, a plane crash at Belmont and Hillcrest Avenue. This is West Augusta. Close-knit community, a very quiet community. Chaos erupting this morning when a plane crashed around 7:10 in the front lawn of somebody's home. At least one person is dead. That's all we know as far as that crash is involving right now a single engine aircraft. Mary, back to you.